What's happening, everybody? I'm Andy Fabro, and this is my 2004 Volkswagen R32. I bought it brand new in 2004, had 50 or so miles on the odometer. Currently, it's got 230 plus on it. When I bought it, it was my attainable dream car, as I say. I always wanted a red one. It started life as a Tornado Red with a cloth interior, and it's just progressed to what you see here. The whole reason I call it my attainable dream car is it was just affordable enough and was at the time the top of the line Golf. So I heard that it was coming to the US in around 2002. So I started saving my nickels and dimes, as so they say. And by 2004, I had worked at Volkswagen Santa Monica, and this fine car that you see before you rolled up. So I took it for a test drive, and the rest is history, as so they say. When I got this car, it was bone stock. The intent is just to drive it and enjoy it. As the years progressed, I wanted to go faster in it. And the first track experience that I ever had in it was a SoCal R32 event. It was put on by Volkswagen, and it was at the streets of Willow Springs. We went out there, and I was hooked. I wanted to go faster. The car was awesome on the track, and I wanted more. So I started doing more and more track days. This is right around late 2004, early 2005. And, you know, as you progress on the track, you just want to go faster, and you're looking at different modifications to do. I think my first mod on it was a rear sway bar, a new speed rear sway bar. And yeah, that was the very first mod I ever did to this car. So after my first track day, I was hooked. I think the second track that I ever went to was Buttonwillow. That's kind of where I needed better suspension. I realized the brakes needed upgrading. While from factory, the car was just on point. Your ability to drive soon overshoots how the car is set up. So from there, I was looking at a set of coilovers. I went with K-Sports in the beginning. They were awesome. They worked really good. I went with a pad upgrade. I've cycled through different kinds of pads, albeit Hawk. I landed on EBCs. I really like them. They have great pedal feel. From there, I kind of went down the rabbit hole and was looking at front sway bar, polyurethane, suspension bushings. The car's got PowerFlex suspension bushings throughout. I went with different wheels. These are Koenig countergrams. They were the right offset. They had just enough clearance. When I was going to the track, I was just using my normal daily tires, and then I realized that I was shredding through those. So I got another set of Koenig countergrams with some 200 treadwear tires. I cycled between brands, but that kind of led me to a dedicated set of track day tires. The car currently sits on, again, the Koenig countergrams. I've got Brembo 17Z front 6-piston calipers. I've got the stock R32 vented rears, EBC blue stuff all the way around. Suspension-wise, currently, the car sits on Sika coilovers, external reservoirs, PowerFlex, suspension bushings throughout. It's got a new speed rear bar, new speed rear race bar. The front is a H&R sway bar. I've got Super Pro adjustable links. I've got some custom rear sway bar links for adjustability. Currently, the car also has an HPA rear programmer. I've got front and rear limited slip diffs. That's probably been my most favorite upgrade, is the front and rear limited slips by M Factory. Really woke this car up. The handling is pretty spot on. Not to say the car wasn't predictable before, but it's super predictable now. That's probably one of my most favorite drivetrain and suspension upgrades. As far as engine wise, it's for the most part, it's a relatively stock, meaning the head hasn't been off of it, but it's got Tektronix split duration camshafts, new speed underdrive pulleys. It's got Miltech headers, new speed catback exhaust. It's got new speed cold air intake, and all that is powered by United Motorsports software. Supposedly it makes around 280 horsepower. That's just a guesstimate. Exterior wise, I wanted this car to look next level of factory plus. I didn't want gaudy bits and pieces and giant wing, but I also didn't want it to look like every other modified one. Some of the things that I've done are obviously the Koenig countergram wheels. To me, that's just a really good setup on there. I like the way it looked. It's got a Bowser carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber mirror caps, obviously the yellow tinted headlights. I kind of like the way the smoked indicators look. So I've got, the smoke side markers, smoke tail lights. I've got front splitter with a Maxon Design splitter up front and a Maxon Design rear spoiler. I also added to the rear spoiler. Really it's just for a looks thing. I couldn't really feel any difference at the track with it, but I like the way it looks. Some of the other exterior things that I've done, there's stickers on the side. One of the things that I'll be repping is Camrio brake and alignment. My boy Renee, he's the best. Been going to him for years. The front grille is a badgeless front grille, and yeah, exterior wise, that's kind of how I like it. For the interior of this car, I wanted to, one, keep it safe for track days, and two, I really like the way race cars feel, so I wanted to add a lot of that flavor to it. It's got a auto power half cage with options. I've got 5 points for me and the passenger. It's got a Sparco seat on the driver's side and a Sparco seat on the passenger side. However, they're slightly different. The reason I did that is to afford the possibility of having some of my larger friends sit in the passenger seat and go with me on track days. So the driver's seat is really kind of custom tailored to me. The passenger side is kind of a broad brush stroke, so I can bring my friends along for track days, because that's one of the things I really like doing. As far as other interior modifications, I like to keep it as understated as I could. I like the way the factory shift knob feels, so that stays. I did have the steering wheel redone by NW Crafted. You can imagine after 200,000 miles, the steering wheel got pretty hammered. So they knocked it out of the park and made it look brand new. It's got a set of glow shift gauges. I like to keep an eye on oil temperature and pressure. Glow Shift was able to come up with the Indiglow surround, so it matches the factory gauge setup color-wise. And otherwise, other than a deck and a delete of the rear seats, that's pretty much it for interior-wise. I'm kind of a VW guy. I have a 61 Volkswagen Bug called the Killer Avocado. I've got a Mark II with a G60 swap, and currently working on a 90 Corrado with kind of a full custom drivetrain package. So kind of a VW guy. I've always had an affinity for this car. I started working at the dealership when this car was just about to come out. And it really means a lot to me. Again, 230,000 miles on this. Have probably north of 50 track days under my belt. This car has been to Buttonwillow, the streets of Willow, Laguna Seca, Cal Speedway on the Roval, and I think that's in Chuckwalla. Those are the tracks that it's been to. It may not be the fastest car out there, but it's the most consistent. I've done a lot of upgrades to it to combat with the heat, since a lot of those tracks are out in the desert. Some of the things that I've done are a larger auxiliary radiator, all aluminum radiator. I have aluminum crack pipe, aluminum thermostat housing. I've got all the plastic fittings I've either fabricated myself or have had someone build them for me. So I've got very little plastic left in the cooling system. I've got an auxiliary fan set up, 2 larger oil coolers for the front. So I can pretty much beat on this thing with 110, 115 degree ambient temps, and my oil temps still stay manageable, and I can thrash on this thing all day long. It may have all this aftermarket stuff on it. It may have, different brakes, completely different suspension, huge drivetrain modifications. But if you add all that stuff up together, this car is more important and more special than any of that. And while all the modifications are done on it, its essence is still there. It's still a 3.2 liter. It's still all motor. It is still the same chassis. It has been through 230,000 miles and 20 years plus, and still, in my opinion, looks as good as it has ever. It's just a testament to perseverance, to adversity, and to keep going. Keep pushing, keep moving forward. Don't let anything slow you down. And even when it does, keep your eye on the prize. There's a saying that I helped a man climb a mountain and found that I too had reached the top. So there you go.